Welcome to you all who are watching me. I am Dr. CHANDONA'S from Bangladesh. Today I am going to discuss about OSPE and VIVA questions of ear. So let's begin. What is ear? It is the organ of hearing and equilibrium. It is divisible into three parts: external ear, middle ear and internal ear. This is the external ear. It is composed of pinna or auricle and external acoustic meatus. Now, what do you mean by pinna or auricle? It's an elastic cartilage except ear lobule, which is composed of fibrofatty tissue covered with skin. Except the ear lobule, pinna is made up of elastic cartilage. The next question: what are the other elastic cartilages? We can recollect it by 3E: external ear, Eustachian tube and epiglottis. These are the examples of elastic cartilage. So here you may be asked another question: what are the types of cartilages? There are three types of cartilages: hyaline cartilage, elastic cartilage and fibrocartilage. Now, what are the hyaline cartilages? Costal cartilage, tracheal cartilage, and the example of fibrocartilage is intervertebral disc. So this is the pinna or auricle and its parts: helix, antihelix, this is the tragus, this is the antitragus, this is the scaphoid fossa, this is the triangular fossa, this is concha and this is symba concha, and this is the ear lobule. Now, external acoustic meatus. It is composed of two parts: cartilaginous part and bony part, and it is lined with skin. Now, what is the lining epithelium? As because it is lined by skin, so its lining epithelium is just like skin, that is keratinized, stratified, squamous epithelium. Now, developmental source of external ear. Pinna or auricle develops from 6 mesodermal hillocks, and external acoustic meatus, it develops from ectoderm of the first pharyngeal cleft. So this is all about external ear. Now I am going to talk about middle ear cavity. This is middle ear cavity. It is separated from the external ear by tympanic membrane. Now, what do you mean by middle ear cavity? Middle ear cavity, it is a cavity which is located within the petrous part of the temporal bone, lined with mucous membrane and filled with air. Petrous part of the temporal bone contains not only middle ear cavity, it also contains internal ear. The middle ear cavity, it is separated from the external ear by tympanic membrane. Now, what are the contents of the middle ear cavity? Middle ear cavity contains 3 ear ossicles: incus, malleus, stapes, 2 muscles, tensor tympani, stapedius, and vessels and nerve. Now, source of development of ear ossicles. Incus and malleus develops from first pharyngeal arch and stapes develops from second pharyngeal arch. Now, what are the joints between these 3 ear ossicles? Between incus and malleus, incudo-malleolar joint. It is a saddle variety of synovial joint. And incudo-stapedial joint between incus and stapes. This is a ball and socket variety of synovial joint. Now, muscle: tensor tympani and stapedius. The tensor tympani, it's a muscle of foster, so it will be supplied by mandibular division of the trigeminal nerve, because we know the nerve of the fosters is mandibular division of the trigeminal nerve. And stapedius muscle, it's a derivative of second pharyngeal arch, and we know the nerve of the second arch is facial nerve. So stapedius muscle will be supplied by facial nerve. Now, middle ear cavity maintains communication anteriorly with the lateral wall of the pharynx via auditory tube, and posteriorly with the mastoid antrum via adytas to the antrum. Now, this is the auditory tube. Its length is about 36 mm in case of adult, but in case of children it is only 18 mm. its lining epithelium, pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar epithelium. And what is the function of the auditory tube? It maintains the equilibrium of air pressure on both sides of the tympanic membrane for proper vibration of sound. This is the function of the auditory tube. And in case of children, it is not directed downwards, forwards and medially. It is directed horizontally. So, infection of the medullary cavity is common in children, and infection of medullary cavity is known as otitis media. Now, tympanic membrane. It is composed of three layers: outer cuticular layer, middle fibrous layer and inner mucous layer. It separates external layer from the medullary cavity. Not only that, it forms the lateral boundary of the medullary cavity. And its developmental source, outer cuticular layer develops from ectoderm, middle fibrous layer develops from mesoderm and inner mucous layer develops from endoderm. It has two surfaces. Lateral surface is concave and medial surface is convex, and the maximum point of convexity is termed as umbo, where the handle of the malleus is attached, and the handle of the malleus is crossed by chorda tympani nerve. This tympanic membrane is divisible into four quadrants: antero-superior, antero-inferior, posterior-superior and posterior-inferior quadrant. Incision is given on the posterior-inferior quadrant of the tympanic membrane to enter into the medullary cavity. And this procedure is known as myringotomy. While the incision is given on the posterior-inferior quadrant of the tympanic membrane to avoid injury to the chorda tympani nerve and ear ossicles. Tympanic membrane, it is composed of two pars, pars flaccida and pars densa. So this is all about tympanic membrane. Now, auditory tube, its source of development, endoderm of the first pharyngeal pouch or tubotympanic recess. Now, internal ear, it is composed of bony labyrinth and membranous labyrinth. Bony labyrinth is composed of cochlea, vestibule and three semicircular canal, and within the bony labyrinth there is membranous labyrinth. Within the cochlea there is cochlear duct. It is membranous labyrinth. It is the part of the membranous labyrinth, and the vestibule contains utricle and saccule, and semicircular canal contains semicircular ducts. All are parts of membranous labyrinth. Membranous labyrinth and bony labyrinth are separated from each other by perilimb, and within the membranous labyrinth there is endolimb. And this is the vestibulocochlear nerve. It is the 8th cranial nerve. It is the 8th cranial nerve. It's a purely sensory nerve. It is divisible into two parts, vestibular part and cochlear part. Cochlear part is concerned with hearing and vestibular part is concerned with the maintenance of equilibrium. Cochlear duct, previously I have mentioned bony labyrinth and membranous labyrinth. Bony labyrinth, part of bony labyrinth is cochlea, and within the cochlea there is cochlear duct, which is the part of the membranous labyrinth. Membranous labyrinth is composed of cochlear duct, utricle, saccule and semicircular ducts. Cochlear ducts, again it contains organ of Corti, that is concerned with hearing, and utricle, saccule and semicircular duct, they contain organ of equilibrium. Now, developmental source, internal ear develops from otiplacud. It is ectodermal in origin, and among the three parts of the ear, internal ear develops first. So this is all about the OSPE and VIVA questions of ear. Please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Don't forget to like, share and put your valuable comments. See you on the next video. Thanks for being with me.